Hello and welcome to episode 39 of the Cat Lady podcast. I'm Andrea, also known as the Cat Lady. That's 2 T's, CATT, craft all the things, which I'm officially now changing to camp all the things until the end of March. So this is my guest host, Devo. I am currently recording in the basement. I've been saying I'll record my intro section in the basement so that I can hang out with the kitty since I am the cat lady. Long story short, my cats live in the basement because this one likes to pee on things. So after a long 5-year struggle of trying to get that under control, this is where we are. But we have a nice walkout basement with big windows, and yeah, I mean, it's not great, but it's not terrible. So, oh, and there he goes. Ooh, now I'm full of hair. So anyways, I'll see if the other one makes a guest appearance. Probably not. So I have 2 kitties. So let's get right into podcast news. Introductions this week. If you have an introduction. Oh, let me back it up a little. You can find me on Ravelry, Instagram, Facebook as the Cat Lady, Crafty Cat Lady on YouTube. Do a search on Google for the Cat Lady with 2 T's and you'll find everywhere that I hang out. Sometimes Twitter and Periscope, but had a little rough go with the Periscope. So it is January 6th, 2016. I just noticed I wrote 2015, so I'll be doing that for a while. So happy New Year. This is the first episode of the new year. So let's get right into it. So introductions, if you want to come say hi to me, you can go into the Ravelry group in the introductions thread and say hi. So we have a few new intros this week. Knitterly Amy B is from Louisiana. She has a hubby and 2 kids, cat, dog, and lots of yarn. So that's nice. She knits, crochets, spins, and dyes, or she's learning to spin and dye fiber, I think. She found me through camp. She is on my camp team, Team Snow Leopard, so go Team Snow Leopard. I will probably go into a little bit of camp info at the end, like I did last time, so I'll be sure to put the time that camp info is on here. Ditmer Knittery is Bev from Colorado. She loves all the crafts, and especially knitting. And then Rosewin is Rose from South Australia. She came over from 2 Tangled Skeins. She does crochet and spinning, and she's hoping to learn to knit again. She likes all my DIY segments. She loves cats, so hopefully you get to see my kitty today. You got to see my kitty today. She has a kitty, Lily, that's 19 years old, who's such a little sweetie in her picture. So the litter box is right there, so it's like they always gotta use it when I'm sitting here. At least he's not pooping. So, more podcast news. We have giveaways going on. This is the final week for the Chasing Acorns bag. I'll put a picture of it since I did not grab it. It is a convertible style bag, so it is a flat pouch bag until you snap on the bottom and it turns into a little bucket bag. So check out the Ravelry group. Join the Ravelry group. That's where all the fun stuff is. Coupons, wishes. I have some, like, if you were followed the whole wishes thing on Instagram, I have a thread for yarn wishes. Self-promotion, and then my healthy living encouragement thread is going to start getting a little bit more action, I think, because I'm trying to start diet and exercise again. So final week for Chasing Acorns bag, and check out her Etsy. You can contact her on Etsy. She doesn't really have much listed right now, but if you're interested in one of her bags, please contact her. Her name's Kim. She's super sweet, and she also hand dyes yarn, and it's amazing, and yeah, I can't get enough. So that is going on. Last call for a little bird. Contact me for the catalog prize. You won the catalog. I drew the catalog winner 2 episodes ago, I think. Like 3 episodes ago. You count my half episode. I will draw again a new winner next week if I don't hear back from a little bird. So she had a really cute project in there that won, so please contact me. For the Mint Rain hand-dyed yarn giveaway, Crafty Lynette, I think. It's on my list to get that mailed out, so I will get that going. And of course I'll contact you when I do mail it out. So new giveaway is a bag from You So and So. I will put in a picture of the bag here. It's this gorgeous large project bag. It's got a tiger on it, so I love it. I think it's awesome. She's gonna mail it to the winner, so I don't actually have the bag. So But I do have a You Sew and Sew bag that I'll show you when I go upstairs to my craft room. So currently I have one of my projects in there. So I will start a thread, go to her Etsy link, which I will link, and tell me your favorite pattern. You must be a group member to enter and win, and only one post per person, of course. And in the meantime, she's got a coupon code for Cat Lady podcast viewers, CATTLADY10, CATTLADY 10, 10% off until February 6th, so for 1 month. Sorry, my son's upstairs not sleeping, so I thought I heard something. Coming soon in a giveaway is the Tangled Skein CA, a Japanese knot bag. Again, I'm not really prepared today. I have half my notes, so at one point it's just going to stop and I'm going to be like, okay, whatever. So anyways, Sue from the Tangled Skein CA is offering up a sock size knot bag from her Etsy store, and she is doing a major Etsy store overhaul. She's going to be making a bunch of new bags and putting them all up in her shop, so that giveaway will be coming up after the You Sew and Sew, which I think I'm gonna draw at the end of the month. So starting like February, I'm gonna do the Tangled Skein CA bag, and she's gonna have tons of stuff in her shop that you guys can look at. And she also has a coupon code going on, CATTLADY15, CATTLADY 15, 15% off, a $10 minimum purchase until March 31st, so all through camp. If you don't see things right now that you don't see anything that piques your interest, excuse me, please contact her if you are interested in a bag. She's got lots of fabric that she doesn't have listed, so she's more than willing to do custom orders. So just contact her through Etsy or through Ravelry. She's Crafty Knitter 7, and she also has a Ravelry group, so check it out. And that's all I have for podcast news. So you didn't get to see my other baby. Come here. See if I can get her over here. Come here. She hates being picked up. Oh, I know. Hi, baby. There's Sadie, baby. Can you look at the camera? She's like, no, I don't like cameras. I don't like cameras, Mama. There she is. So Happy New Year from my kitties. Oh, now the other one's going. Oh my gosh, I'm so full of hair now. Okay, so I will meet you upstairs in just a matter of seconds. Now we're back, freshly rolled, and now with a hole in my shirt from where Sadie jumped off me. Yay! So I'll sew that up later. So on to knitting. Oh, first let me show you. First let me show you the bag. So this is a You Sew and Sew bag. So it's got the little handle, zipper pull, a little zipper thingy there. Inside it's got a little pocket. And yeah, it's very nicely put together bag. And then this is the Japanese knot bag from the Tangled Skein. So this was the size that the giveaway will be for. And yeah, just coming to loops through here. It's very nice, no hardware to worry about. So, nothing's in there at the moment, so. Oh, and I guess I'll show you all the bags while we're here. So this is the Chasing Acorns bag. So I show the picture of it flat, and then all snapped up. Little convertible style boxy bag, box bottom, and it's not really a box bag, but box bottom bag. And here's an example of some yarn she dyes up, and this is actually a camp prize. Oh, this is sparkly merino sparkle, super pretty. So that is Chasing Acorns. So on to knitting. I don't know if I ever showed this off. My giant BB-8. So my BB-8 will keep me company. So I am working on camp things. It's camp all the things. Cast on was New Year's Eve. We weren't home. We were out at the in-laws' place celebrating with family. But I was sure to bring my knitting bag, and I brought a large bag. I mean, it was like, we stayed the night there and I brought like a bag, pretty much an overnight bag with knitting stuff, and then an overnight bag with my clothes and stuff. So I had 3 or 4 projects in ready, prepped, and then I had my laptop so I could chat, because there was a, you know, cast on VKN, and I managed to hop on that for maybe a half an hour, maybe an hour. Not very long. There was a lot going on, and then my husband's like, everyone thought you were sleeping, because I was in one of the bedrooms with my computer, and everyone thought I went to bed. I don't think anyone really thought I went to bed, but, so yeah, he's like, come be social. Alright. But I managed to cast on a couple things, and yeah, and then we ended up staying an extra night there, and I had lots of knitting time, so got some of my cast on stuff. So I will start with the first thing I casted on was, okay, baby, go down there. The Hitchhiker by Martina Beam, and I'm using the Unicorn Poop color by Love Nuts. It's a gorgeous color, and it's got sparkle in it. Hate the name, but love the color. And this is part of the unofficial Hitchhiker Poop-Along with someone who will remain nameless. They knew who they are. But there's progress I've got. And this is now on hold because said person has, unfortunately has like 3 projects all using the same size needles. So, she's got to work on the other ones before she can come back to this one. But this is a knit along together, so I will wait patiently until I work on this again. It's coming up really pretty though. It's got some really fun pooling there too that I don't mind at all. So I really love everything about this. The pattern's easy. It took me a few minutes to kind of, like a few repeats to kind of get it. But once I got it, then it's good. It's living in my use so-and-so bag. It is on size. I kind of forgot all the needle sizes. Size 5. These are in size 5s. I'm pretty sure I wrote that down somewhere, but I'm going to write it down again because I keep forgetting what size needles. I am such a disorganized mess. I'm just not really, don't have a pen, apparently. Don't mind me. Okay, size 5. Oh, and of course my pen doesn't work. Because why would I have a pen that works? So what do? I just throw it back in there, right? Seriously, what happened to all my pens? Okay, well I guess I'm not writing anything down. Because I literally have no pens. So, anyways, sorry. On to the next project. So I started the Hitchhiker on the VKN, and it got a little hectic. It was loud. My side was loud, and I wasn't quite getting the repeat right, so I stopped and cast on my Zilver. And this is the Zilver in my candy corn bag. Not really caring what season it is. And it's by Lisa Much. And I've gotten quite a bit of progress done on this. So I cast this on New Year's Eve. And it's coming along quite nicely. So of course it's on, I can't really spread it out too much, but it's pretty, it's coming along. So essentially the pattern, it's a free pattern on Ravelry. You start and you do one ridge of this garter kind of ridge. It's not just not a straight up garter ridge, it's a little bit different. And then you do 2, and you do stockinette, and then you do 3, and then you do stockinette, and then you do 4, and then you do stockinette, and I'm ready to set up for the 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, the 5 ridges, and then that's it. 5 ridges, stockinette, and bind off. I'm using my Yarny Wish, which was the Madeline Tosh Merino Light, which I happen to have the tag here. Tosh Merino Light in the Mandala color. Fingering weight, merino wool. It's gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Blues, purples. So this is going to be my color camp bonus points. I'm using it in my Yarn It, of course, because I had this caked, but my ball winder has pretty much taken a turn for the worse. So it's officially going to be retired because it's pretty much destroying everything I wind. So I had it wound into a cake, and then of course I get into knitting, and then everything's getting tangled and yarn barf, and so I end up having to stop and just wind the whole thing in a ball. So now it goes in the yarn so it's not rolling all over the place. I'm also using my Canadian theme stitch markers that I got from Sarah, Canadian knitter, so those were cute. And I got the leaf and then the flag. I can't remember who these were by, but they were pretty. So yeah, I'm very happy with this. Only thing I'm not happy with is it's bleeding. The color is bleeding every time I knit, and it's probably can't see it. It's very faint. But yesterday was really bad. Like my whole hand was blue, and like I have this nice stripe that goes whoop, that's blue. So this has got to be set in vinegar. If anyone has any other ways of dealing with yarn that bleeds and how to set that, let me know. I was just gonna put it in, I'll probably do a Google search too, but I'm just gonna put it in some vinegar, let it soak. I'm not sure for how long it should soak for, but again, I'll Google that and figure that out. And let's see, where's my, these are on size 8, right? Size 8. Actually, these ones are labeled. Size 8. Size 8 needles. And all these needles, these are my Knit Picks interchangeable in the Caspian. The other one are my Knit Picks interchangeable in the nickel plated, the options, I think they're called. Or they all called options, I don't know. Those are the Caspian wood. The other ones were the nickel plated. I've been pretty happy with my Knit Picks. I had a cable break once and they sent me a new one. Haven't had any issues with the actual needles. They're not very sharp. So, I mean, if you like real sharp pointy needles, then, you know, it's not going to be for you, but I've been really content with them. Then, Monday, cast on the Big Mama, the sweater, and it's moving pretty steady. So this is the brick by a person who doesn't have her name on the pattern, so it's Claire something, sewknit.com, but yeah, she doesn't have her name on here. So, but free pattern on Ravelry. The yarn I'm using is the Knit Picks Brava worsted in Hunter Green. Hunter, it's just called Hunter. So, it's a pretty good green. It's blowing out a little bit. It's a pretty dark green. It's a dark Hunter Green. It's very soft. It's acrylic. I'm very happy with it so far. In my only bag, that's I consider kind of my sweater size bag. More of a large shawl size bag, but I got a couple skeins in here, and so far I got my sweater in here. So Brandy, a friend of the podcast, is sending me a sweater bag. It's finished. I saw a picture of it, so I'm excited for that. But I have separated for the sleeves. I had a little bit of issues, and I already joined in my second skein, so it's pretty exciting. Try to hold that up without stitches falling off the needles. So there it is. Basically, it was blowing me up. That's okay. So essentially, it was a slightly different pattern that I've seen. Usually it was just like, start knitting. Well, this one you knit the back first flat. So you knit up the back a little bit flat. Then join in, and you do your decreases, and then you cast on extra stitches and join in the round. So it's essentially higher in the back. And then I have to pick up all the stitches along the neckline to make the ribbed border, which I'm a little afraid of because I'm not a fan of picking up stitches, and I've never done that before. And then at the cast on edge, it's a little funky. I got like a little hole on that side and a little bit of laddering on this side, but I've been told that should disappear when I pick up as long as I pick up my stitches properly. So saving that, obviously I'm saving that to the end. So I'm about to start the body shaping. So the pattern has two options, either no shaping or shaping. So I'm going to do a little shaping. So yeah, this is my second sweater. And like it's going fast with the worsted on, these are size 9s, I do know that, these are size 9s. And the worsted, again, the Knit Picks interchangeable nickel plated ones. And then I, of course, you can hear my jingle bell. This is a stitch marker that I had gotten from Sue. Boy, wow, the lighting in here is really bad today. I didn't open the window, that's why. Anyways, it's a little lucky cat. It's got a little bell in it. So Sue got them from a swap or something and said no. And I said, oh, me! So she sent them to me, and I got like 3 of them. So I was on the weekend the other night, and everyone's like, oh, who's got a cat? What is that? And I'm like, it's me. And then my husband's like, I'm going upstairs. I don't like that. So my poor little kitty's scaring away everybody, but I like it. I like the little jingle. So I'm very excited with the sweater progress, so it's coming along nicely. And this I'm not going to finish until March. Like, I could literally have everything except for one final sleeve. Or I could probably do the whole thing and not cast on the neck. And then save it for March. Because March, well, here's the thing. I could potentially finish it. If I do finish it, I can just finish it. Because I think I'm doing socks. I am doing socks in March. And I'm using a pattern, a designered one of the featured designers patterns, and this has green in it, so this could count as my green because this was the sock yarn I was going to use. So maybe I can finish this if it goes that smoothly, but we'll see. But I bought 7 skeins. I'm hoping I have enough. I blew through that one. I felt pretty fast, but you know, I had all the increases on there, so crossing my fingers. There's my son, playing in his room with the loud toys. Lastly, that's all I started. So I started the 3, and I got decent progress on the 3. Last thing I need to start, pretty much ASAP, I need to finish this for January. I really don't foresee it taking very long, but it is fingering, and it is seed stitch. So it's a seed stitch hat. This is a free pattern on Ravelry. Baby hat. It's called a preemie hat, but they have a newborn size. So I'm going with the newborn size. It's by Amanda Schwab. She is a featured designer for camp this month, so this will give me bonus points for camp, and then it'll also give me bonus points for being a hat. And then the silver gives me my bonus points for the blue, so that's all my bonus points. So I'm trying to maximize my points. And I'm going to do it out of this Knit Picks Imagine, one of the two. It's called Munchkin. So it's an alpaca blend. I'm thinking I might make 2 hats. I'll make this one because this pattern specifically calls for like a hand painted, which I think will look pretty. And then maybe I'll just make one in a simple white acrylic. So she's got 2 hats. I mean, I'm going to get 47 points for this tiny little hat, so I'm just going to do it. So that was all for knitting, and that was all for everything, because I haven't done anything else but knitting. So it's camp all the things, knit all the things for a while. Until if I get a lull or if I get burnt out, then I'll have to, I am going to have to hit up the sewing machine and and I do want to get it on the spinning wheel, but I still have all my Christmas presents to send out for all my little nitty friends that we have our little chat group that, you know, I've made stuff for everybody. I have half of it done. I have to finish up the last part and then get them out. I feel terrible. So, but speaking of packages, we'll move on to stash. So I got my last yarn wish, and pardon me, I have to grab something here. So one of my earlier wishes, which was one of the last ones to be granted, was gradient, like a gradient kit. So someone contacted me and said, hey, if you're interested in this, probably not going to use it. So it's real pretty. It's kind of a yellow, it kind of starts yellow and kind of turns almost green, like a lime green, but it's called Sheep Dreamery, the Chemist. It's merino silk. It's lace weight. So this is exciting because I've never knit with lace weight. I did find a pattern already that I'm thinking of trying, but it's not going to be for camp, so it's going to be down the road. But it's called Fruit Cocktail. I'll put in a picture here. Free pattern on Ravelry. Really pretty. That one, of course, uses a bunch of different colors. But I think the yellow would be pretty. And it'd be a pretty summery shawl. So I need to find a pattern that's lace weight, shawl, ideally, with no charts. Because I don't do charts. I need to learn how to do charts. So maybe by then I'll figure out how to do charts. But for now, I'm looking for patterns with no charts. So that was that. And then I forgot last week. Good luck finding it, right? I have piles upon piles of stuff everywhere. Someday I'll find what I'm looking for. Ah, okay. I had it with me last week to show, but I forgot. Well, this was... I got some lovely teas and some washi tape. I think that was from... Oh boy. That was from the Gradient. I don't know. Don't listen to me anymore. I've lost my ever-loving mind. But anyways, I think that was what came with me with the Gradient. Either that or came with the Madeline Tosh. So I apologize if I forgot, because I am just so out of it. But Sue from the Tangled Skein sent me this little repurposed tin. It's like a little Altoids tin with some little fun little decoration on it. And this cute little snowman. With the little Progress Keeper snowman. So she sells the stitch markers in her shop as well, the Tangled Skein CA. So go over and visit. So I forgot to show this off last week, so because she sent them her Christmas presents on time. So, and then next up, I got a Christmas present from Brandy. I mentioned Brandy earlier. She sent some minis, some beautiful minis. So this was called The Gang by Love Knots, and Love Knots is Rachel, and she is part of what we've called The Gang. So this is a yarn she dyed that is supposed to represent everyone's favorite color. So orange for the Canadian knitter. I know, let's see, bright pink for Mandy. I don't know if I know all of them. Purple, I think, is me. Green might be Rachel. Light blue, I think it's Jen. Oh, I mentioned her anyways. And yeah, so really fun. So I'm excited to put that in my blanket. And then we got Knitterly Things, Vesper, Smoke on the Water. Love the name. Love the color. Might have to search some of that down. That's pretty. Yarn Pirate, Pretty Pirate. That's adorable. And then Neely's Knits. Sport. So this might be a little, well, I'll put it in there anyways. Ursula. So a Little Mermaid reference. Then she made some needle minders, which if you don't know what a needle minder is, it kind of holds your cross stitch needle. So you can kind of put the magnet on your fabric, and then the needle sticks to the front. So like that. So that was the first one. It's my logo, the Cat Lady logo. And I knew this was coming because she asked me, what do you guys want on your needle minders? So I sent her that picture. And there's a strong magnet on the back, which, to be honest, the magnet on the back is super strong, so I usually end up putting the needle on the back side. But so you don't have to don't lose your needle and poke it in there wrong. Then she made me, and I didn't know about this one, so this was a surprise. My snow leopard camp logo person, or cat thingy. So that's cute. And then lastly, which is adorable, and I had sent her this picture too. There's a picture from Rhinebeck, so a picture with everybody that went to Rhinebeck on there, so it's pretty adorable. So thank you so much, Brandy. That was super sweet. And those are super cute. Now I need to do more cross stitching. But I can't because I'm camping all the things right now, so luckily I still have my one hanging up there. I haven't, oh, you can see it up there. I haven't framed it or anything yet, so yeah, it's hanging out up there. So that was that. And then, lastly, but certainly not least, I received a mystery package in the mail. And I opened it up and I'm like, okay. If you recall, I was talking about I was short some Felici to make my husband a pair of Christmas socks. I made all of us Christmas socks except for my husband because I didn't have enough. And honestly, I didn't really think he was that interested in hand-knit socks. My bad. So I had mentioned that I needed more, and I had been talking with the group that I chat with all the time that, you know, that I had this dilemma, and, you know, someone, I don't remember who pointed to the D-stash to begin with. There was someone who was D-stashing, but it was a little pricey. She was charging a lot for shipping, but it was from Canada, so it sort of made sense. But I'm like, nah, you know, maybe I'll just wait, and next year I'll find some, I mean, I could find some different Christmas yarn or something, you know, and make different socks. And then I ended up having another listener contact me and say, hey, I have a couple skeins that I'm not going to use. I'll send them your way. Like, okay, cool. Well, then I get this mail with these in it. And I'm like, well, I don't think it's from the podcast friend because, you know, it wasn't labeled. I didn't recognize the person on the label. So then on the envelope, which was, I could have easily missed it, there's like this Post-it note, like super taped on it. Like I literally had to cut it to get it open. So I open it up and it says, this is a D-stash gift from your friend Sue, Crafty Knitter 7. So the lovely Sue had the D-stash sent to me. So now I'm getting this, and I have been in communication with the other friend too, and I said, you know what, I got these like unexpected, so if you want to keep yours, feel free to keep them. She's like, no, you could probably use them anyways, which is true, because by next Christmas, okay, so I'll make the pair for my husband, which might need a little more than 100 grams. I don't know, I've never made one for my husband's foot. His foot is smaller than mine, but wider, but not much. I mean, I think he's a size 10, I'm an 11. But my foot's very narrow, his foot's wide. So, I don't know. I have no idea how much yarn I would need for his foot. So, and even when I was talking with my other friend who was going to send the other batch, it's like, maybe I'll put in some stuff you can use for a contrasting heel-toe, because sometimes, you know, that helps stretch out the yardage. And then I'm thinking, well, David's might fit next year, because I made him a little baggy this year. Emily's, it's a stretch. They might fit. Her paw track socks that I made this summer already are getting a little, she won't wear them now because they're, oh, sitting right here. The bind off is a little too snug for her at this point to pull over her heel and up on her foot, which I did a stretchy bind off. I mean, it does stretch, but they're getting, sure, she's growing, you know, so they're getting a little small. So a whole year from now, is our Christmas socks gonna fit? It's a good possibility they won't. And then I was thinking, well, I could deconstruct them and add a heel, you know, because that'll give it a little length. And so, you know, I was going through all these things. So it's like, okay, if I had the two, then I would make something work and we'd all have essentially somewhat matching socks. But now I'll have 4 skeins. I can easily crank out my husband's and then make Emily a new pair, and then Emily's will certainly fit David by then, probably. Maybe. They might. Or they might not. David's might still fit. Emily's will definitely be closer to fitting David than they are now. Or, you know, I can alter theirs a bit and mine will be fine. So yay! We're all gonna have Christmas socks next year. So, got some time. But, yeah, because I took 4 balls to make the kids both socks and me a pair. So, essentially, I could make the kids both new socks and my husband a pair. Because, I mean, I could unravel theirs for the yarn and just remake them bigger if I needed to. So yeah, and then I have the 2 extra skeins that each of theirs took about a skein, so So, yay, that's exciting. So that was my other stash. I think that was it. And this is where I stopped my notes. So, we can review. When did I podcast last? Wednesday? I've been pretty good at doing Wednesdays. What was Wednesday? It was last year. Boy, it was last weekend, New Year's? Yeah. Feels like it was so long ago already. So, Thursday, didn't really do much. Friday, oh, no, Thursday was New Year's Eve. We did do stuff. Went to the in-laws. There was 11 of us. Almost all the cousins were there. And then we stayed up till midnight. All the little kids did pretty well. I was a little worried because, you know, my kids up late don't always do that great. Bring back my little buddy. So, yeah, we ate a lot. I managed to chat a bit. I knitted, or knit, whatever. And then we stayed up till midnight. My husband, and so the original plan was Emily was going to sleep in the bed with me and Jim was going to sleep in the bed with David in different beds. Well then, like, Emily hemmed and hawed and ended up having a sleepover with her cousin and her grandma. And this was decided at, like, you know, 12:15 by then. So then I go over to Jim, and David's almost already passed out, and I'm like, well, you can come in bed. Well, he felt bad to leave David, which, okay, super sweet, because I guess David was excited to have a sleepover with Daddy, blah, blah, blah. So then I'm stuck on New Year's Eve sleeping all by myself, so I was kind of bummed out, but whatever, not the end of the world. So then the next day, I got up, like 8. My sister-in-laws and family had to pretty much get out the door by like 9:30. So I got up, we ate, and then kids were a little hype. Well, they were doing pretty good. My husband was kind of grumpy, and so then we're deciding what we're going to do. It's like, are we going to leave or are we going to stay? It's kind of close to lunchtime, and I'm like, well, we don't have any food at home. Let's eat lunch here and then go. Okay, and then, but he's like, kept kind of hinting that he wanted to leave. I'm like, well, what do you want to do? He's like, do you want to go? Yes, okay, let's go. So then I keep saying, let's go, and then he's like, well, what do you want to do? Like, I told you what I wanted to do. I was going to eat lunch and then we can go. And then my in-laws ended up leaving. They said, well, we're going to be out for a while, do whatever you want. And so, after about, 20 minutes of him and Han, I'm like, why don't you just go he's like, I'm tired. I'm like, why don't you go lay down for a nap? Okay, kids wanted to go in the hot tub. And you should take a nap before you drive home anyway, so go take a nap, I'll take the kids in the hot tub, and we'll regroup. So he slept for like 2 hours. I got the kids in the hot tub, we were in there for a good half hour, an hour almost. And then we got out, and we took a shower, and then I scrounged around for lunch, and I ended up making some pasta for lunch, and then so I woke him up at like 2 for some lunch. What was it? It was like 1, no, it was like 1:30. He went down at like 11:30. So I woke him up at like 1:30 for lunch. Now it's kind of past the kids' quiet time, but then all of a sudden Emily said she's tired. So I'm like, Emily, just go lay down. So then she goes and lays down. And then Jim's like, well, why'd you tell her to lay down? I'm like, I'm not going to tell her not to lay down if she's tired. And so he's like, okay, well, let's go. I'm like, okay, well, you wake her up, because I don't want to deal with that. So he wakes her up, she's all grumpy, blah, 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 and then I kind of threw out, why don't we just stay? Let's just stay another night. We're not doing anything. Let's just stay another night. So he hemmed and hawed again, and then finally was like, fine, whatever you want. So his parents were pretty excited that we stayed again. So we had another nice night. I ended up chatting again that night. Good thing I brought my laptop, so I got some knitting done. He played some video games, and yeah, we left Saturday morning. So Saturday, we were home by lunchtime, roughly. Well, we were home by like 10. We left pretty early on Friday, or on Saturday. So Saturday, we cleaned the house because it hadn't been touched for a while, and we didn't have any food, but we managed to... What did we do for lunch? I don't remember. I think I made mac and cheese or something. Some boxed mac and cheese. So we managed to scrape together some lunch, and then later my dad came over with his girlfriend, and I was helping her do some computer stuff. Then they watched the kids, and we went out to see Star Wars. Again, this is the second time. I forgot to talk about it the first time. So, obviously we loved it so much that we've seen it twice now in the theater. Both times in IMAX 3D. So, it was really good, and I was really excited. So, I loved it, and I'm ready to go see it again. I can't get enough of it. So, again, and I love BB-8. So, so that was Saturday, and then Sunday we just kind of regrouped, went grocery shopping. I got everything just kind of back into the normal schedule. So here we are, first week back. Kids, Emily's still got a cough. She's been sick, kind of, but she's doing all right. Both kids have been a little bit tricky to wake up in the morning because they don't really want to get up, and me too. I don't really want to get up either and get dressed because it was kind of nice for 2 weeks not to have to wake up and get dressed until like noon. So, but you know, whatever. So yeah, yesterday I went to my knit group, which I haven't been to in months. I kind of come in and out. You know, I'll go a little bit and then I won't go for a while. So it was nice. I got to chat with all my knit group friends, and there's a couple campers there, so that was fun. I knew the one was in the camp. She's in Team Puffin, but I didn't realize the other one was in the camp. So she was in Team Polar Bear. So that was fun to talk about camp and stuff. So hello. Give you a shout out. So yeah, hopefully I'll, you know, keep coming and going to the knit group, so it's fun. And it's at Panera, so of course good food too. So I got my, yeah, so they have these barbecue chicken flatbreads that are discontinued, like they're not on the menu anymore, but for some reason that Panera will always make them for me. So the Panera by my house, they always look at me like I'm crazy, but that Panera will make them for me. So I enjoyed my barbecue chicken flatbreads because they have all the ingredients. They just need to put it together. So so that was nice. And I was there until about 9, quarter after 9 or so. So we had a good time. And yeah, so here we are today. I went to the dentist this morning. All good, shiny clean teeth. Not much going on for the rest of the week. Just knit. I got some things going on this weekend. And that's it. So thanks for tuning in. I apologize that I don't have that much going on right now except for the camp stuff, but hopefully you'll continue to check me out for a while. If not, you can come back in March for my podiversary, and I'll be doing branching out again. So stay tuned if you want to hear more about camp progress. So if you're a snow leopard, please feel free to tune in and listen to what's going on in our team. We're doing pretty well. So if not, I will see you next week. Okay, camp update, and I'm gonna grab my iPad here because I don't have anything written down. Oh, there goes something. Okay. More BB. So, let's see if I can find it quick enough. If not, I will fast forward through this section. Okay, so as of this morning, which it looks like we've already have additional points added here. As of this morning, I've calculated our team points as 1,157. So that's amazing. As far as I can gather from looking at other camps' totals, not all of them have their totals, but we're in the lead. But again, I haven't seen all the other camps' totals. So if you have not started a thread with your finished objects, you might not hurt just to go in there and put a placeholder, kind of like mine. Mine's just there. I don't have anything in it. Just so we know you're participating. Okay, so yeah, someone just posted a follow or project spot, but they don't have their, okay, I think they might have just put their placeholder because they have their items there, but they're not, none of the points are calculated or anything. So we're still at 1,157 points. If you have any concerns and questions, please feel free to message me if you need any help. I am going in there and changing points if they need to be changed. So one of them, let's see if I'm not going to call anyone out, but let me see if I can find it just as the example. Oh, I do have an added project in there. So I will have to make some changes. So I'm going to go through this every couple days, and I have a whole spreadsheet with everyone's points on it, so I can keep track of the running total and then everybody's individual total, which will then break down to how many tickets you get into the drawing. whatever it was a hat. And they calculated their bonus points for the hat, but then didn't actually count the points for the hat. So they said they had 40 points when essentially they had extra points for the actual hat itself. So, you know, I made a change. I went in and altered some of the way the points were listed, so I make sure all the total points to date are at top, just for my benefit, because it's easier for me to see them and keep track of them. But again, luckily I do have a decent amount of free time that I can pop in, you know, every couple days. I mean, I'm literally popping in a couple times a day, but every other day or so I'm going to go in and keep track of everyone's projects. So, and double check the math. You know, I'm not good at math either, so I've been trying to keep track of the math. But everyone's been great. Everyone's been following the directions pretty well, so I'm pretty excited about that. Everyone's very chatty and active in the chatter thread. Stay tuned. I guess I'm going to probably do, and I haven't, it's not set in stone, but I'm thinking I'm going to do the 25 points for bonus once a week. There might be one minus a week in February, because I think there's leap year and extra week there. But so for 12 weeks in a row, or whatever, 12 weeks total, I'll be doing a giveaway for the bonus points, because I get 100 points a month, so 25 points per thing. So this week I just did a random drawing in the chatter thread, so we got our winner for that. I don't know what other was to do. I don't know how many of you have Instagram. I should kind of do a tally on how many of you are on Instagram, if I can do an Instagram giveaway. I don't want to exclude anyone. Or if I can kind of incorporate the podcast into it. I know Sarah did that. She kind of asked everyone a question in her podcast, so you kind of had to watch the podcast and then answer the question in her group. So I could do that maybe. But I'm not going to worry about it until next week, because I already gave away my points this week. I think it was Monday. So yeah. That's it. So someone did mention, I don't know if she was on my team, but I've kind of been, you know, talking to people obviously in the group chatter, or the all cabin chatter thread too. Someone needed help with going over, I think it was in our group. But anyway, someone wanted help with the tagging. So let me show that real quick. So let's see. Let's pick this one. So as far as like your project tags, so if this is what you're referring to, in the green where it says, you know, I got the camp tags and then the cowl. So that is when you're editing your project. It's just right at the top under the craft. It says tags. And then you just type them in there and you put a space between them or a comma, whatever. So right there. And you just type in whatever tags you want. So I have my project page right now set up. And make sure to save your changes, because that happens a lot. So right now I have my project, and I just did this the other day. So my projects are now all organized by tags. So if you look on the top there, it says, you know, cowls, head, feet, whatever it says, blankets. And then I actually have a Winter Camp 2016. So then basically I set up these folders and it links anything that I tagged with Winter Camp all in one spot. To do that, you just go to the little Organize tab on the top. Right over here. So you go to create a new set, which is on this side. Create a new set. And when you do that, tags to include. So you just type in so you want to tag, you have all your hats tagged as hats or head stuff. Like I have my headbands and hats all tagged as like headwear, headgear. So then you type in the tag headgear, create. So then it basically everything that has, do I not have a shawls one? Oh, I don't have a shawls one. Okay, create a new set. Tags to include. Let's set it up now. Shawl. Name for this set, so I'm going to name it shawls. Create. So now it just created my shawls tab up top here. And everything that I have tagged as a shawl is now in that little folder. So an easier way to find things, if you have, I have 104 projects in here, so I'm like, I need to find that hat. So I'll just go to headgear, and it's going to show me all the hats I've made. So I'm not just wandering or whatever, but you have to have tags in all of them to do that, which I went through and tagged everything with just the bare minimum hat, shawl, cowl, you know. Didn't take me that long. I just went through and tagged them all. So let's see. That was the first one. And then the second one was magic linking things. So we'll go back to the forums. And I kind of explained that in the thread, and I don't know if I can do it on the, I can at least show it off here. So magic linking. If you reply to a thread and you want to post something you want to tag a person, there's this little, come up here. There's this little box up here that kind of explains it. So you put in the brackets. So let's see. And of course on the iPad it's going to be trickier because I don't know where the brackets are. There they are. Okay, so you do a bracket and then you type in the person's name. Boy, this is tricky. And it should start automatically come down with things like, okay, I really can't type backwards. The cat. Okay, see, then it comes up with, starts listing people's names. So, cat. The cat. The cat lady. Person. And it'll tell you it's a person. So, click on the person. Cat lady. Puts it all up. But if you just do it manually, oh, I'm sorry if it's blowing out too. But that's what it looks like. But manually, if you just do the bracket, the cat lady bracket, and then you do parenthesis, person, parenthesis, and parenthesis, it'll do the same thing. But you can do the same with patterns. So you type in bracket hitchhiker, and it should come up with everything. It should come up with a bunch of generic, you know, the pattern you're looking for and other stuff. But then you do end bracket, parenthesis, pattern, and parenthesis. Ugh. So, sorry that got a little long-winded there, but hopefully that helps. And I meant if you need more detailed help, I will do another video with the screen share thing that I did before, which might be easier. So that is your technical tip for the week. Be sure to keep track of your points. You can only have bonus points one time. Again, my campers seem to get this. I haven't had any issues with duplicate bonus points. You can do one color per month, one item, you know, head, neck, feet, whatever per month, one designer per month. You can do more, but you can only claim the bonus points once per thing. So you can only get 60 bonus points. So those of you who have made a hat by a designer that's blue and you got 60 points, that's all your bonus points. You could do another hat that's blue by that designer, but it's going to be worth just the amount of the hat, not the bonus points. And again, I haven't had anyone that's tried to double dip in the bonus points. So I think all of you seem to get it, so that's good. I think I've learned that some of the coupon codes for the upcoming months will be released a bit early, like a week early. So if those doing shawls or something need a little bit extra time, sorry. I think maybe next year I'm going to rally for maybe all the designers need to give their codes. If we did this January through March, essentially, all designers should post their codes for the month of January. I understand you don't want to post codes for 3 months. That's a long time for a code. But maybe if you post the codes all in January, but you can still spread out the featured designers, then you have your chance to buy the pattern now. So, because people like to prep, you know, I'm already prepped. I have all my projects prepped, and I've found, you know, patterns that happen to be free that fit my needs. So, but if there was something in March, I'd like to buy it now, because I don't necessarily want to wait, because what if I decide I want to cast it on? But they'll be offered a little bit early, so like a week early, so that'll help a little bit. So I think that's it. So keep on knitting. Team Snow Leopard. Go team. I'm very excited that I have all you on my team. I've heard from most of you. I think there's a couple people that I don't know if they might have dropped out. So, but for the most part, I think I got a good like 90% of you have chimed in, at least in the chatter thread, or after I kind of tagged you, you kind of said, I'm still here, just working along. So again, any questions, please ask me, message me, anything. Follow me on Instagram. I'm at the Cat Lady. Let me know your Instagram username. I'll follow you back. I don't necessarily follow everybody on Instagram that follows me. Kind of pick and choose. So that's it. I will see you next week. Bye.